Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Give us a replay, gang. If you're watching the replay, my name's Zeke Ali. I really appreciate you being here this morning. I don't know whether you're tuning in from Facebook or YouTube. Maybe you're on our page, Millionaire Minded. Maybe you are on my personal timeline. Maybe you're in the group Entrepreneurship. Maybe you're watching from YouTube, Millionaire Minded TV. No matter where you are, we want to welcome you. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us, and we really appreciate that. My name's Zeke Ali. I teach what I call the revenue acceleration cycle. I've used it on everything from mom and pop businesses to Fortune 500 companies, everything from brick and mortar to click and order. And it hasn't failed me yet, man. It's a really simple technology. Every week we talk about it because it's the crux, it's the foundation of everything else that we do. At the end of the day, if you can get down these 7 little pieces, if you can look at your business in terms of these 7 pieces that I'm going to share with you, then what you're going to find is that your business begins to expand. You know, all I want to do is teach you how to think, not necessarily what to think, right? But just how to think, how to approach the way you're looking at it all. Because I know that's what saved my life, man, increasing my awareness. You know, we call it Millionaire Minded for a bunch of reasons, but one of them is that you don't see your eyes, you see with your mind. Ain't that something? That changed my life when I first understood that. Okay, yeah, let them know where you're from. It's Free Coaching Fridays, so make sure you let them know what kind of business you have, how you help people, how you go about changing this little ball of dirt we live on, right? That's why I love entrepreneurs. To me, entrepreneurs are the best we got. Because at the end of the day, man, we're the ones that push civilization forward, right? When you're talking about entrepreneurs, you're talking about the ones that without them, mankind grinds to a halt, baby. Right? The entrepreneurs. We got any entrepreneurs out there? We got any entrepreneurs out there? I'm talking about the ones who came to go hard. I'm gonna go ahead and call in on this live line. Get this party started, man.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out.
Please enter your... Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are on.
Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling incredible this morning. My name is Zeke Ali, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Free Coaching Friday. My man D. George checking in. Yeah, it's time to take off, baby. So share this broadcast with an entrepreneur. I don't know where you're checking in from, but if you are on the live line, as you know, hold on, let me make it so that we open this thing up.
All participants are muted and they can unmute themselves.
That's right. So *6 will unmute your line if you are on the live line. I want to encourage you to look at the world differently. I want to encourage you to look at your businesses differently. You know, we've got a bunch of different types of people who can hear my voice right now. And no matter who you are, I'm still telling you to look at your business a little bit differently. And what will happen is your business will start to change. When you change the way you look at it, it'll start to change. Your business is a beautiful thing. It can give you freedom. It can give you the ability to live your wildest dreams. It can give you the power to change the world. I'm talking about your business. I'm talking about you. I always compare it to the domino thing, man, because we've all played that game as a little kid where we would set up all of these dominoes. And then, you know, before you know it, you know, we would have 100 of them set up, or maybe 200 or 250, however many packs of dominoes we could get open and lined up. And then you'd knock, you know, them things over, and then they do the patterns, and, you know, it just have a ball. Sometimes they split off and do all kinds of stuff and then come back together, right? But it always starts with that one domino. It always starts with that one domino. This week we tried to give you a few dominoes. You know, I don't know if you were here the whole week with us. But we had a pretty cool week. A lot of cool things happen. I don't know how many of you hang out with us, but we're here 7 days a week. And then on Wednesdays, we also do Obsessed with Success. So that's a lot of fun. And this week we covered some really cool stuff. Anybody make it here all 7 days? Let me see it if you made it all 7 days in the comments. Let me see all 7 days. If you made it all 7 days. I think yesterday we covered the 7 biggest reasons social science says that entrepreneurs fail. The day before that, we talked about these 6 closing secrets. Like we literally gave you, you know, these 6 little steps that you take to close somebody out after they've seen the material. You know, maybe you use a nip, you know, the way the cool ones do. Maybe you use some kind of brochure. Maybe you use some kind of video presentation. But we literally gave you exactly what to say next. The day before that, I guess that was Tuesday, we talked about 8 ways that the successful kind of like avoid wasting time. That's the best way. That's the best way I could put it. I forget the exact title, but it was something about because we had started it the Thursday before that, and then we finished it this week because I had to be out of town and stuff. And then Monday we did this special kind of Juneteenth presentation. You know what? While we're waiting on the questions to come in, you know, a lot of people were asking me, did we record what we were talking about on Juneteenth? Because that was its own thing. And I never really got a chance to kind of go through it on the recording. But while we're waiting on the questions to come in, we got a couple questions in from the email list. Okay, then, D. George. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I do Monday through Friday. Alma, the CPA, does Saturday. You know, a lot of people don't know, but a CPA is like literally, you know, it has a lower pass rate than the bar exam. Like it's harder to be a CPA than it is to be a lawyer. And every Saturday you have a CPA bringing you financial literacy advice. And then on Sundays is Dr. Kadira. That's my sister. She's an Ivy League educated physician, and she always does wellness is the new wealth on Sundays. And so it's always all kind. It's a very rousing Q&A. You know, I'll be on there just unmute, listening in and stuff. So let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Yeah, D. George. So let's get into it, man. What we need to do is get into these questions. We take this business thing seriously around here, and that's why we love Juneteenth as a celebration. We feel like Juneteenth is way overlooked amongst our own people up until, you know, believe it or not, Donald Trump era came along. And I gave a bunch of statistics on Monday about Juneteenth. But while we're waiting on the questions, y'all just want to talk about Juneteenth for a minute? Do y'all kind of want me to go back over what we had covered on Monday? Or do y'all want to get straight into some business? Let me see it in the comments. Y'all let me know. We got a couple questions in from the email list. We can definitely get into that. We actually got a couple really good ones, but we always open it up to the phone lines first. So if you got something for us this morning, *6 when I mute your line. Let us know your name, what kind of business you have, and what your question is this morning. Good morning, Millionaire.
Good morning, Millionaire.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, it's Millionaire Sugar.
How you
Can
doing?
you hear me? I feel unstoppable.
I love it. I love it. Okay, well, let them know what kind of business you have, and then we want to hear your question.
Okay, so my business is assisted living. And one of the things I do to and encourage, and to develop my assisted living business is I accumulate real estate and help other people get their assisted living business off the ground. And I do something called overages, which is when people have lost their house to foreclosure or, foreclosure for any reason. It goes to market and there is extra money left over. And that's due back to the original owner. So I track them down and reunite them with their money. So I've been getting a lot of experience in helping people recover that money. And now, in my own family, we've had multiple deaths in the last several months, as just about everybody has. And getting firsthand experience with the devastating effects of people who pass away and have not made arrangements for where their assets will go. If they had a house or a car and other things.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Can be just, it can be so devastating to a family.
Absolutely.
And now I'm watching it tear my family apart, and it's killing me. I gotta bring it to you all this morning and ask, what can I do to save my family? I had my two brothers left, and my oldest sister had a son, and so he is able to stand in for her in the will. And my sister, her home and car are, it's 4 months now, and we're almost no further along than we were the day after the funeral. We're at each other's throats. Many people who have absolutely no idea what to do with real estate or what to do with a house, with a car, how to fill out the paperwork. They have the power to hold things up, and they wield it like a sledgehammer against their family, and everyone loses.
Sure.
And they don't get it. They think that the force of will is going to make them be a victor in this struggle.
Sure.
And they don't care if it costs them their family.
Yes, ma'am. So let me ask you, do you understand personality types?
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you go to Communication Pro? Were you at the Communication Pro workshop?
Sorry, it broke up. What'd you say?
Did you come to the Communication Pro workshop?
I did not.
Okay. Do you have any friends that came?
Oh, sure. Crystal Reynolds and the Kayaking crew.
Okay. So, what I would suggest you do is, because the thing about it, Queen, is that, we don't see with our eyes, we see with our mind. Okay, so for everybody that didn't hear, what the Queen was asking was, her family's being torn apart by the fact that there's a lot of power struggles going on. There are a lot of control dramas going on around the fact that one of the leaders of the family passed away, and there's a lot of money up for grabs. That's the short story short. So in a nutshell, she's saying, well, what can I do to keep my family from tearing itself apart? And the best way that I can put it right is that we don't see with our eyes, we see with our mind. We were kind of talking, for those that couldn't hear it, about the fact that some of the people who have the power are wielding it, sort of like a sledgehammer was the imagery. And it's almost like what we do sometimes, is we mistake opportunity for adversity. A lot of times, and it's just a human thing to do, we look at this and we say, man, this is so kind of like Okay, let me say it a different way. You don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. You don't hear with your ears, you hear with your mind. And what a lot of us don't understand is that when we're looking at things from an immature perspective, we're like a little baby who doesn't understand nutrition. And so when it's hungry, it just grabs the donuts. This is the way I described it earlier this week. I was like, when we're a baby, we don't know about vitamins. We don't know about green vegetables. We don't know about chlorophyll. We don't know. We don't understand why it's good to eat things that are alive. All we know is we had this donut before. It's sweet, so let's eat the donut. Boom, hunger. That's what this is. When you're hungry, you do this. You know, I'm a baby. When I'm hungry, this is my reaction. But as I become more mature, because I don't see with my eyes, I see with my mind. Now that I'm more mature, when I look at a donut, I may not even necessarily see food. I may not see anything with real nutrients to help me out because I'm more mature. So now I'm able to observe what this is, its proper place. I'm not saying that a donut has to be bad all the time. I just know the place and the time for a donut. Versus when I was immature, I'm hungry, donut. You know, duh, mama's not around, daddy ain't around. Let me pop a donut. As I begin to expand my awareness, I realized that actually would hurt me, not help me, because I'm more mature. I'm more aware. What does all this have to do with our family? Sometimes we're calling people jerks, and really they're just a different personality type. Sometimes we are saying someone is immature, and really it's just that they are turned on by different things. They are striving for different things. They've got different kinds of trauma. If you're asking me how we save our family, what I'm telling you is in one sentence: followers need to be understood. Leaders need to understand. We have to go in as leaders and seek to understand. And it's something that took me a long time to get, because I thought if I'm the leader, then they need to understand me. They need to get their mind right because they see I'm a winner. But it turns out that I had it completely wrong, Miss Smith. It turns out that if I'm the leader, I got to get up under them. I have to understand them. Because in the woke community, you always hear them say, oh, I overstand. But that ain't leadership. Leadership is I understand. Like I'm going to get up under you and then we're going to stand up together. I don't know who I'm talking to, but what I'm trying to say is, you know, when we're talking to different personality types, if I'm talking to a spring personality, then, you know, I need to understand that they're guided by their feelings. If I'm talking to a winter personality, I need to understand that they're guided by their individuality. And Miss Diane, I got to talk to them as such or they can't even hear me. If I'm in Brazil and I'm trying to talk to a bunch of people in this country about my business, since this is Free Coaching Friday, even though we do mindset, skill set, and heart set, let me try and mix it all in so that everybody's getting something from this, because this is all three. If I'm in Brazil and I've got this incredible opportunity for people and I know they need it, the most important thing is not that I have on a dope suit. The most important thing is not that I have an incredible, irresistible offer. All of this helps. The most important thing is that I can talk to these Brazilian people in Portuguese because that's the language they talk. So what I'm saying is some of these family members, once they feel understood, you would be surprised how the world opens up. They've got trauma that make them crave individuality. That makes them a winter personality. That winter personality does not want to be treated like everybody else. You've got to talk to that winter personality like, man, I know you hate such and such and such. When you're talking to a summer personality, you got to come from that point of view like, man, I know you don't want to be bored. I know they blowing you, keep on going over all these small little details. We just want to get to the point, right? And mind reading equals influence. So I'm not going to get into all of that right now because that's not what you asked. But what I am saying is that at the end of the day, some of the people that we are looking at as sometimes the way that we're perceiving what's going on may not be helping us as much as and it may not be empowering us. We may be inadvertently painting ourselves with a victim brush when actually we have the power, because everybody's reactive. Miss Diane Smith, I don't know if I know you've been a Kaizenite in the past. I don't know if you're currently in the, but listen to me. People are reactive, Queen. You've seen us go over this in courses where if I walk around handing out $100 bills, I'm gonna get one reaction. But if I walk around punching people in the stomach, I'm gonna get another reaction. People are reactive. That means I got the power. All they doing is reacting to my energy. So if I can just understand what they need, the world opens up. Other day, I had took we had just gone to Disney World and all of that. And I had just got off the phone with my business partner, and I was just in a tizzy because of the thing, but I'm next up to get on the roller coaster. Long story short, I lost my phone. My daughter had a ball, so it was worth it. But next thing you know, my phone is in the abyss of this ride. You go through one of these, boom. I go to the phone store. At first, I'm irritated, Miss Smith. In my immature point of view, this guy's a jerk. I'm standing here. Clearly, the store is about to close. I got on theme park clothing. I had to cancel the whole trip to just come and catch an Uber to the phone store and whatnot. I'm frustrated as heck. You know what I mean? And this dude's just talking to all these other people. They barely even greeted us. At first, I'm irritated. But then I realized followers need to be understood. Leaders need to understand. Let me turn my frustration into fascination. Instead of me being upset, let me get curious. Instead of me trying to be understood, let me try to understand. So what I did next was I started to analyze. I started to size him up. Clearly, the way that he was rambling, clearly, the way he kept cutting me off in every conversation, clearly, the way that he was so adamant about taking me down every rabbit hole that his mind could come up with as he's telling his stories, this guy was a summer personality, which means all he cares about is fun. All he cares about is partying. He don't care about details. All he cares about is big picture, having a ball, traveling, meeting new people, having fun. And oh my God, it was coming out of his pores. Well, next thing you know, I start talking to him in his language. I start talking to him about how much fun we had. Now, man, we just got back from here last weekend, and now we're here, and the next weekend we're going there. And oh my gosh, I cannot wait till Labor Day weekend. It's gonna be incredible. And man, next thing you know, he's giving me expensive phone cases. Listen, he gave me a screen protector. He not only gave me a screen protector though, he gave me a case for the phone, an expensive case, like, one of them waterproof, launch it into space and the phone still works cases. I tried to give him a tip. Wifey tried to get me to give him a tip and whatnot. I give him a tip. He won't even accept the tip. So he went from being this jerk in my mind to being somebody who's like, probably gonna, become like who knows what it'll turn into. But my point is, people are reactive. It was all about me. Did that help, Queen?
Yes, it does. Excuse me. Yes, it does. Because I'm looking at exactly what you said. On just these three, is there a place where I can go to look up that information?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do we're gonna do something on it, and then like if you even watch some of the classes this week, we went over it, and we have there's a way that you'll actually be able to access the whole Communication Pro thing. Obviously, I can give you like little tips and pointers and stuff. And actually, that was one of our questions this week. Since we've been talking so much about it this morning, what I'll do real quick is, and everybody that's with us, they already have kind of like this kind of cheat sheet that I gave out, right? But I'm gonna give everybody a bunch of words since we got a couple. Well, y'all tell me, do y'all want some Do y'all want some more kind of like, let me see it in the comments if you want some more like personality type game, or if you want to ask something different. Right now, Mistro's like, what is this about? We talking about personality types right now, bro. We were talking about this idea that a lot of times what we do is we talk to people in our own personality type, which means we're missing 75% of the population. Every now and then we meet somebody think like us and we like, yes, best friends. When really all them other people balance you out. You need some of them other ones too. You know what I mean? That's why they be saying opposites attract and all of that. When really what they saying is that you need people's strengths to balance your weaknesses. You know what I mean? That's one of the meanings of it. There's a bunch of stuff with that. But what y'all want to do? Y'all want to keep going with personality types, or does somebody else have some questions for us? Share this with some entrepreneurs, man. I hope that was helpful. I just need you to know that like people are reactive. You're always helping them make choices. They always going to make a choice, you know? All right, y'all. Anybody got any other questions for Free Coaching Friday? I didn't even get to the questions in email. I'll get to those next week because they were too involved, and we always defer to people that are brave enough to speak up live on the call. But y'all just want to leave it there. Kumba.
Yes, creativity is always the order of the day.
That's
How
right.
you doing?
I feel like a giant, Baba.
Yes. I just want to bring you up to date. I'm doing my Neo thing, playing my little god, traveling out through the universe.
That's right.
And
that's
on
right.
Juneteenth, I believe I did, at least in my thinking, one of the first overnight yoga marathons.
Woo!
12 hours.
Wow.
Did you hear me? 12 hours.
My goodness.
At the Oasis. And it was thundering and lightning. The weather was like raining cats and dogs. And I'm up here doing Baba's Soul Divine Yoga. I got about 5 or 6 people brave enough to hang with me.
Wow.
My theme and my idea was flashing back to Juneteenth some 200, 300 years ago. Was, you know, after the dancing and eating the food and jumping up and down, my thinking was if I was back there, strategy.
Okay.
What we going to do?
Mm.
How we going to take care of ourselves?
All right.
How we going to make sure that this slavery never takes place again?
Woo.
Where is North? Where is East? Where is South? What we going to do? So in line with the yoga and the breathing and the Tai Chi and the Qigong, I'm feeling like dealing with it from an Afrocentric point of view. I'm at the right place for the right reason, doing the right thing.
Yes.
So that's how I brought in and celebrated Juneteenth to enhance my business, to make my business a wow. Because the folks, after they got maybe, I would say 1:30, 2:30 a.m., you never run into nothing more dominant than trying to deal with sleep and stay awake. And I mean, you start speaking in tongues.
I can imagine.
You start just flipping out. Hallucinations and all of those type of things on a real thing.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I'm here taking them through the Tai Chi and they're floating. And then I teach them a memory demonstration, how to enhance the third eye and clean the karma.
I love it, Baba Yoga. Well, thank you.
It was a very, for me, I learned so much that I'm still coming down from that high. My endorphins, and I can't even put it into words, all of the sensations and feelings that I went through and my clients. So I just wanted to let you know what I've been doing since last you heard from me to make my business into a wow.
And anything wow always breeds loyalty. So that's amazing, Baba. Thank you for taking us through that. Yeah, Juneteenth, man, it was an incredible day for contemplation. And it was an incredible day to be expanding your impact and enhancing your business. So shouts out to the Baba for leading us as usual. I don't know how many of us understand it, but what makes Juneteenth powerful, y'all, is that we have to create pride. We have to create a sense of respect and honor for ourselves. The way I broke it down on Monday, just really briefly, since we only got a couple minutes left, is that people don't realize that Black Wall Street was representative of racism making us rich. That's why they had to get rid of it. When Oklahoma when O.W. Gurley brought everybody to Oklahoma and he said, look, I'm gonna buy land. They're offering up a lot of this land they were giving to the Native Americans. He started buying the land and it started putting out the call for everybody to come from the Northeast to come do the same thing. So everybody started buying the land. And then he put a little caveat in it like, hey, in this community, let's do one of these things where we only sell this to Black people. And, you know, as controversial as you think that sounds now, it was even more so back then. And but it worked, man. But then what happened next is that Oklahoma became a state. You know, so here you have all of these businesses, you know, that are functioning, white people supporting the Black businesses, Black people supporting the white businesses. We know racism is a social construct that is designed to keep Black people on the last level of a real life game of Monopoly, right? Where you keep on rolling the dice going around the board, but if you don't buy property, you either go to jail or you go bankrupt, right? We know how Monopoly works, and we know that that's racism in a nutshell. But check it out, though. O.W. Gurley had a plan. But what's crazy is that when they made Oklahoma a state, first thing they did was instill Jim Crow law. What did Jim Crow law do? Jim Crow law made it so that now it's illegal for you to go to a white place of business. I'm going to say that again. Jim Crow law made it so you can't go to their restaurant. You can't use their cleaning service. You can't use it. So we had to create our own businesses. You hear me? Then next thing you know, the oil prices dropped because Oklahoma was known for all the oil money. And that's what they would use to support all these businesses. Okay, but now Black people can only shop with Black people. White people can shop with white people and Black people. And then the oil prices drop. So all the oil money dries up. And who still has money? All these Black businesses. So that's what made them upset. Why do I tell all of that and tie it into Juneteenth? Because supporting Black business to me is like buying insurance. You buy car insurance because the law makes you buy car insurance. But you don't buy life insurance because you move out of fear instead of love. What I'm saying to you is that with Black business, we would support ourselves out of fear. They made us do it with the law. The reason we got to celebrate Juneteenth is because once we begin to love ourselves, we can start supporting ourselves out of love instead of fear. Did that make sense to somebody out there? It's time for our affirmations. I got 8 o'clock on the dot. Hold up. That's the clock right there. I got 8 o'clock on the dot. So we're going to go ahead and take it to the affirmation line. Love y'all, man. Repeat after me. I am so happy and grateful